Hello, YouTube community. My name's the Jackhammer 13, and today we're back with some more If My Heart Had Wings. We haven't played this game since 2017. In fact, we haven't played any games other than for the Mitochondriac podcast since January of 2018. How crazy is that? This channel has been on a very weird path, and one that I'm trying to correct. I wanted to more or less continue with Persona, Longest Journey, and If My Heart Had Wings, and keep those three as sort of like the core foundations of this channel for a little bit while we continue onward. So I just wanted to bring that stuff back and eventually get that settled. As far as video games goes, at least those would be the three that I'm focusing on. I also want to bring back First Day of the Rest of My Life, and I want to have that continue going, either on a weekly or a monthly basis. Not entirely certain just yet. Still working out the kinks and all that. But before we get into the game, the reason why the master volume is off is I want to tell you guys a little bit about the process going into why this is happening now and what happened prior to me recording. So more or less, I've been in a state of flux, trying to figure out my place in life, where I fit in with my studies, where I fit in with my friendships, where I fit in on YouTube as a whole. And as a part of that, I sort of didn't record much of anything. And by the time I started thinking about, okay, well, now I have stuff that I've recorded in the past, let's try to edit that, my computer broke. So more or less, the large computer that I was doing most of my recording on just up and died. Like, it wouldn't turn on and allow me to access my files. It got to the stage where it was literally not turning on, period. It would just go to the BIOS, and couldn't really do anything with that. So computer was basically bricked, had to get a new hard drive in there. So I lost all of my files for Longest Journey, for If My Heart Had Wings, and I lost all of the recordings from those. I had about 5 more episodes of this already saved, and while I'm saying save, I should do that now onto this computer. I'm now on my laptop because it's easier for me to record on. We're gonna have to see if we can fix that as well, because my laptop has a crack in it. Other sidebars there. So moral of the story is edit and upload your stuff when you have the chance, because I lost a lot of footage from First Day of the Rest of My Life, a lot of footage from If My Heart Had Wings. I think I might have lost an episode or 2 of Longest Journey as well. I had a bunch of stuff that was recorded for an April Fool's video back from 2017 or something that I was thinking about editing and uploading at some point, never got around to. And all of my other assets, thumbnails, pictures, audio recordings and stuff, all of that's gone now. So that's a bit of an issue. And I just realized that after wanting to play Longest Journey. It didn't really dawn on me until then. So I was going to do Longest Journey, and that was going to be uploaded first and have an episode of that first as my return. Had everything set up, was ready to go, and then OBS wouldn't capture it. So I started trying to do this around 8 p.m. tonight, and OBS was just not having it. And for whatever reason, it wouldn't show the video. It would record the audio perfectly, but it wouldn't show the video. And so there was nothing I could really do except for try to troubleshoot it in some manner. There wasn't any buttons or settings that I could fix immediately that were apparent to me. So I spent about 2 hours trying to figure that out, find that out tonight. Come to find out, there is no known fix for the issue that I had. And I think the issue stems around the fact that The Longest Journey is a game from 1999. So for whatever reason, even though it's on Steam, I don't think that it has the capabilities to be recorded by OBS for whatever reason, because I can record this game just fine. I mean, I'm doing it right now. It's also from Steam. Like, I've recorded Minecraft for the hardcore on my friend Panda Force Gaming's channel. Go check that out. Link in the description. Might even just do a card there. And like, all of this is going on while I'm finally in the mood set to like record. And eventually I get things working with the Windows game capture option. It has like the Xbox capabilities, game bar, whatever you call that. It's really weird. I'm not a huge fan of it. I would have to have used Audacity to do that. When I do eventually decide to record The Longest Journey, I will do it that way. I'm not happy about it, but I think that's the way I'll have to do it. I don't remember if I used Game Capture the last time and just sort of jerry-rigged it, where like I used the Game Capture to sync the computer with itself. So like the in port and the out port for HDMI were both into the computer. I think I did some weird thing like that, but I don't remember. It's been so long. Again, 2018. And so I was like, okay, well, we've got some sort of form working here. And then I go to load the game and there's no save file. And that's when it all dawned on me. So now I'm coming back to this game because it's the only game that I don't have to like set up a bunch of stuff for, because I moved in with my grandparents again because of all the crazy stuff going on in the world right now. And I decided that in order to jumpstart things, I should probably play a video game instead of doing another update video or trying to do a high intensity vlog type video. Don't worry about like that will be coming back shortly. I'm going to probably be doing a Mitochondriac podcast shortly as well. So we'll have this for a little while. Mitochondriac podcast and the first day of the rest of my life should be coming out sometime soonish. I am holding myself to that standard. It's something that I really want to do, and even though there's been a lot of crazy shit going on, which I can talk about in the Mitochondriac podcast later on, we'll get to that later. But yeah, so it's a real shame because I kind of already knew where I was with Longest Journey, and with this game, I'm coming back to a stage where I've recorded this section like 5 times already. I'm not super into trying to redo it all, so if my energy levels are a little bit low, or if I sound sort of monotonous more so than usual, that's why. It's also late at night, because after all this was said and done, it's been about 3.5 hours of me trying to set this up. Anyway, we're going to try and set the master volume to an acceptable level. I'm moving the microphone around. We have sort of backwards ass setup with me just sitting on my computer, sitting with my laptop in front of me and me on the bed. There's a lot of stuff strewn everywhere, so I haven't quite gotten myself set back up. I should have. It's been over a month, but I just haven't yet. So we'll go ahead and I'll put it like around there. Maybe that should be good. We'll put it down a bit lower. The sound's not super important. It's enough to get your interest, but not enough to like be the main focus, you know? So hopefully that's good. We'll go ahead and save just once more. C. Let's go ahead and go back. So, the last time we left off, we were in class for the first time ever. We found out that we are the dorm mother for Kotori, who was the wheelchair girl that we met at the very beginning of this game. We also found out that Ageha is here, and she is one of our like childhood friends. Both of them are sort of plays off the tsundere style. Ageha is more so of the like old friend that you knew back in the olden times when you were younger, rather. She's more like of that variety of like teasing, not so much of the it's not like I like you baka kind of variety. That's more what Kotori is like. And our main boy is Aoi, and he is sort of just straight chilling right now. So let's go ahead and get back into the actual game stuff. Thank you for enjoying that lecture for a little bit. I needed to make sure that I got all that stuff said and let you guys know what was up. The classroom weren't exactly normal either. Got that little typo there, but I've made that joke 7 times now. It's not funny anymore. I feel a little uneasy taking lessons here, but maybe I'll get used to it sometime soon. Kind of how I feel taking lessons at home. Yeah. By the way, there's a girl in a wheelchair in the school, right? Miss Alul. No, wait, I mean, she's called Kodori Habane. I asked Ageha as we returned to our seats. I didn't ask what grade she was in, but even if it's not the same, I thought Ageha would at least be aware of her. So I don't know if I figured this out the last time, but there's voice acting in this game, so I don't have to voice all of them. I'm not going to voice all of them. It's been a while since I watched the episodes. It sort of just made sure that I knew where I was. But yeah, we're going to let them do their talking for them, because they're strong, independent women who don't need no voice commentator. Ageha reacted like she was being evasive. It wasn't just Ageha, but the other people sitting nearby who heard our conversation also seemed kind of awkward. Huh? Yeah, that's sort of like how we met her the first time she wasn't in class then either. After Ageha said that, somebody added, "You mean today either, don't you?" The way she said that seemed quite harsh. That can't be. I mean, I thought about explaining that she had left the dormitory this morning in her uniform, but I held my tongue. The atmosphere was kind of strange. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do a nice little check on the time because I don't know how long I've been going, and I'm gonna set an actual timer, and we'll come back to that. Alright, I was around the 12-ish minute mark, so we'll go for another, I'll say 5 to 8 minutes, something like that. Anyway, so Ageha said her thing. We'll get back into it. I forgot that space is not the next thing. You have to click it. Not feeling well. Yesterday, she went out to Windmill Hill, and then later she was chasing that duck around the halls of the dormitory. And this morning, she left wearing her uniform. Is she skipping school? However, more worrying than what Kodori was up to is the reaction of the others in the classroom when they heard us talking about her. Even Ageha looked like she had something she wanted to say, but couldn't. But I don't really know what the situation is, so I guess I can't really say anything.
Oi, Yamamoto! 英語の辞書を貸してくんね?
As the awkwardness started to fade, an optimistic voice called out. This is my boy right here, guys. I really love him. From the entrance of the classroom, a carefree-looking guy poked his head and started speaking to a boy in our class. Ma-bou! My boy. He's so great. The guy known as Ma-bou came into the classroom. I'm going to try and leave a little bit of time for you guys to read it yourselves. If you have difficulty reading the same pace that I am, feel free to pause at any time. Because I let them sort of save their thing, I read through it as it goes along, and then once I finish reading, I give about a second or so. Ageha and I looked blankly at him for a moment. I almost cut him off, but he just sort of was like, "Nani." Long time no see, Ma-bou. My boy. Why is this transfer student being so buddy-buddy with me? His face seemed to say. It's me. Have you forgotten me? Oh, he's so good. Ma-bou is great. I looked at Ageha, and she... this is a really good... Okay, so for those of you who were sort of paying attention before and didn't sort of like do the skip thing, where I probably left like an area for you to skip somewhere to get to the actual show. This is one of my favorites thus far, of like the little faces that they've done. It's so funny to me. I don't know why it's so great, but this sort of like mischievous look is great. Ageha is nice. So far, Kotori and Ageha are like the main two girls. I'm leaning more towards Kotori because the glider is just so like fucking infamous. I love it. But the glider is really cool. And since the game's called If My Heart Had Wings, I'm assuming it's going to come into play later on. I kind of know soonish where it's going to be, but we'll see that probably the next episode. And then further on, you guys will be caught up with me and we'll have a brand new experience for all of us. She wanted to surprise him, so it seems like she intentionally didn't tell him. Something I also wanted to mention, I'm on a lot of sidebars today, just give me some time, is that the next game that I think I'm going to be doing for this sort of like setting of, I guess, visual novels, is there's a game called Analog Hate Story, or Analog A Hate Story. I played it by myself once upon a time, and I really liked it, and I don't remember exactly what it was that reminded me of Korean lettering. Somewhere within the settings of this, or sometime recently I saw something about it, but it just sort of popped that back into my mind, and I was like, that's a fun game. I think I'm going to play that again. So I think that'll be the next one. I have another option for that. It's, I can't remember the name of the game off the top of my head. I'll flash it up on the screen now. And it's more or less sort of like a game where you're in a mixture of magic and olden times and sort of steampunky. It's weird. It's a very interesting game. So we'll get to that bridge when we have burned this one. But I just sort of wanted to give you an idea of where my mind's headed for the next little while now. This slightly superficial guy is Masatsugu. Masatsugu Tasaki, or Ma-bou as we call him. I can understand why you call him Ma-bou. That was very difficult for me at first. He's her childhood friend. So great. Something that I want to point out as well is that even though their voice acting is in Japanese, there is no option to set them to English or whatever, so just sort of have to go along with the way that the game wants to be played. I looked for it just in case, that way we could have voice acting from people that English speakers who are, you know, hearing my voice and can understand me can also understand. But I think it's, you know, fine. You know, people that watch subbed anime are fine. They get the idea of what to do here. I apologize for those of you who don't have as much of an inclination to want to do that. That's sort of how the game's gone thus far, so if you've got to this stage, congratulations, you're doing a pretty good job. Thanks for sticking with it. You seem well, Ma-bou. You've grown pretty big. Masatsugu used to be really small, but now he was about the same size as me. It's not quite like the change in Ageha, but in the 5 years that have passed since we were kids, it looks like he's grown to about twice the size. We grabbed each other by the right hand. This was instead of a small, quiet greeting. Yeah, I'm back, Ma-bou. I'm back, my boy. This time, bam! You gave me a full-on hug. I think that's a good place to stop it for the day. Ma-bou and I having a nice little embrace. Maybe there's something after it. Yeah, we'll have a little bit of a reaction to it. Hey! we were the only ones who thought so, whereas all of the other girls around us were totally freaked out. There's probably more to this exchange, but I think I'm going to stop it there. It's been about 20 minutes. Thank you all for joining me. Really erratic episode, but next one should be a bit more even keel, keep with the storyline. I'm going to try and be a little bit faster in my reading of it, have not nearly as many sidebars as time goes on. I've gotten a little bit better about that recently, just in terms of how I do commentary. So hopefully this will be a marked improvement from the last few episodes you guys saw. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, comment, all that good stuff. You know what to do. My name's the Jackhammer 13. It was a pleasure talking with you guys, pleasure being here, but I'm signing out. I'll catch you guys next time.